Good morning, Vegas. And farewell. Ooh, you bright out there. Hey, Lucifer.
Hi, I'm Patrick.
And I'm Liv.
And this is the Mach-E vlog. Today, we are continuing our road trip. We're leaving Las Vegas and we're headed to LA.
Let's go. We had a really fantastic time in Vegas, and now we are on our way out. We're going to check out an art installation outside of town, and then hopefully do a little bit of sightseeing along the way. There's a place that is sort of from a movie that I'm interested to see if we have a chance.
Yeah. We'll see how much time we have. It's supposed to only take us about 5 hours to get to LA, where we need to go for a Mach-E event tonight, or this afternoon, evening. So we're just going to head out. We may take a little bit of extra time, do some sightseeing. We may even hit an extra charger or two. So speaking of charging, let's get some beginning stats. This part of the road trip will be a bit different because we're not like just going and charging and going. It says we need 1 charge between here and LA, and we may do 2, we may do 3, because after LA we're heading to San Diego, so we may like pre-charge, I guess you could say,
Get some
for that.
juice.
So let's get some beginning stats.
Yeah.
It was awesome because right over there we got free charging at the hotel overnight, and there's actually 4 charging stations here. Last night we were the only one plugged in. Got up to 99% overnight, 245 miles of range it says. And now let's see. We're going to Gardenia, California, but like I said, we're going to take some extra stops. But for planning purposes, this is probably the best. 236 miles, so technically we could make it all the way. Let's see if it tells us we want to charge on the way. 282 going the roads, 236 is as the bird flies. EV chargers being
Obey
added.
traffic laws, be alert, and use voice commands while driving.
So it's having us stop in Barstow, California, just to charge for 20 minutes. There's actually another one here. I've already looked in Baker, California, which is sort of a famous stop because there's a giant Tesla supercharger. There's a pretty large Electrify America charging station. It has awnings, which I think is really cool, but it's sort of like a really nice big stop between LA and Las Vegas, and a lot of people stop there. It's about 80 miles from here, and including our little side stop on the way, that might be perfect timing for us to take a bathroom break and just check that one out. And we may still charge again there. Although it's telling us only to go to 60%, because when we're done with Gardenia, we want to continue on to San Diego. So we may charge a bit higher so that when we leave LA area, we don't have to, like immediately hunt for a charger. So that should be good. Let's go hit the road. I forgot I need to reset my trip. So we're gonna do trip 1. That's the long trip. Oh, we're almost at 800 miles for this trip.
Woo woo.
We're gonna reset this one. And reset. All right, now we're ready to go. That was 7 Magic Mountains. It's about 10 miles south of Vegas or so. You have to take like frontage road to get there, but very easy to get to. It's been there for about 5 years. We'll put a link in the description if you want to read more about that. But we want to talk about how much fun we had in Vegas and why we spent 3 nights and 2 days there.
I'm not normally into Vegas. I keep trying it and it's not really my jam. But Meow Wolf is there now, Area 15 specifically, and that kind of made it a whole different thing.
And we have a video from about a month ago with Meow Wolf Santa Fe, which is the original. So if you want to check that out, we'll put a link above and down in the description. But Meow Wolf Vegas is their new location and they're slightly connected.
Yeah, it's pretty magical. And so we originally had tickets for the day after we arrived. And the moment we got in there, we knew we had to extend it. We were originally going to go to Fremont Street, downtown, and the container park. And there's apparently a praying mantis that sprays fire. We changed our minds and decided to spend another whole day in Meow Wolf and in Area 15. And it was spectacular, I thought. It was really awesome.
Yeah, and what you'll see mostly advertised about Meow Wolf Vegas is Omega Mart, which is the front. And if you want to not have any spoilers, skip ahead past this. But if you want to see like a preview of what it all is, Omega Mart is basically like a weird grocery store. And by weird, I mean they have stuff like tattooed chickens and like weird hot sauces.
And muscle toothpaste. And I can't believe it's not butter spray. Welcome, shoppers. We've been newly hired by Omega Mart. Here we are in the aisle. What do we see? Canned beaches, my favorite. Mammoth chunks, extra chunky. At Omega Mart, your car can smell like a cosmic supernova or even a verbal agreement. What?
But you become an employee of Omega Mart and you have an employee card and you boop in. Yes,
literally, they call it boop. It's super cute. And really, it's really smart because ultimately it's sort of like the gift shop for the location because everything actually is for sale if it has a price tag. Once you get your card and you're now the employee, that is sort of your way to interact with the system. So the initial Meow Wolf was a little more freeform, but this was kind of a teensy bit more linear in the sense that you could then use your card, boop in, and complete tasks.
There's also secret passages to get to the rest of Meow Wolf, the rest of their part of the universe, and Dramcore and the factory.
Yeah.
But then once you get in there, it's like it's a fantastic art-filled place with lots of different art installations.
Lots and lots of stairs.
As well as like mystery / story / job training.
Yeah.
But you know, my favorite, large area is the 7 Monolith Village, which is actually like an area that's filled with digital light projection. So it's just amazing and spectacular, some of the animations they put up. And part of it is part of the story, so it all ties in together. And we sat there in that room for like 20 minutes watching
multiple times. Just like with Meow Wolf Santa Fe, the actors and the staff working there are participatory in the story that's happening around you. So some things might happen that you don't expect, or that might change depending on how enthusiastic the people around you are. So if you couldn't tell, we tend to be the enthusiastic types. So when things are happening, we would really get into it. It's super fun. I think my favorite, like they're little micro games all over. They're micro music instruments and things like that. And I think my favorite was there's like a control panel and you're on a staircase bridge. And then across the way is the game. So you can see the game like suspended on the ceiling, basically. Out of the wall. Yeah, and it was like a little speed racer game. And it was just so fun and intuitive. And like you stop and see these controls and you're like, oh, that's what that is. And we just had the best time playing with that. And someone won a lot.
Well, we're like 1 mile from the California border, so
well,
we should pause real quick. We should
pause
now, get the California border and continue.
Okay. Welcome to California. Burr, 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 burr. Hey. I missed it, but Sync just welcomed us, or Google. I'm not sure which.
It was Google. That's the first time we've been using Google Maps.
When we crossed the state line,
Yeah.
that was really
And
cute.
Those are solar array, focused solar, so it isn't like for each individual panel.
We're back. We're in California. Brr, 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 brr. That's the new crossing the state line sound.
So back to Meow Wolf Vegas. I think the other cool thing is one of my favorite little parts, and this is sort of like a connection to Meow Wolf Santa Fe, is in one of the rooms, there's like a little fireplace, and you duck down and go into it. And the one here in Vegas, there's like a rope ladder and rocks, and you get to climb up to like the second level, maybe even third level, through like this rock tunnel. It's super freaking cool.
It was really well made and actually quite steep, like quite a steep climb, to be honest.
Yeah. And they make it easy for you, but you're still like, ooh, this is a little bit precarious.
Yeah. Yeah, it's only, well, a two-hand job in my case. Patrick was one-handing it to film. There was a little wobble at one point. On that note, there are a ton of super steep stairs, but they made sure that this location would be accessible to everyone. So there are elevators to every level. We climbed the stairs, but they're definitely steep. And I think like one of the first things that we did when we got in, because we were so excited, we like went through one of the secret doors, the janitor's closet, and raced straight through the whole thing and went all the way up to the top and discovered the highest slide, which was awesome. They have a really good system, so they have a person at the top and the bottom that lets them know that it's clear for you to go, and they're pretty intense. They're really good.
Yeah, they're really good slides, corkscrew slides.
Yeah,
you get a lot of speed. If you do go, make sure you read the FAQ on the website so that you
dress appropriately.
Yeah. Oh, we got to stop for the California Fruit and Veggie Inspection Station.
I'm glad you threw away those apples.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be back.
Hey, you doing all right?
Colorado?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any fruits, vegetables, or plants?
Nope, threw them away.
You like the new vehicle?
Yes, loving
Yeah.
it.
Love it?
Yeah.
Awesome. Have a good day.
All right.
Thanks, you too.
Thanks.
Well, that was pretty cute. You got any vegetables to clear? No. How you like that car?
What else about Meow Wolf Santa Fe? There's so much. If you just want to go and enjoy the art and enjoy the interactive fun, you can do that. You don't have to like get into the story at all, and it would still be a ton of fun.
Yeah, and very much like the Meow Wolf Santa Fe, we saw people of all ages and all abilities having a great time. I even met another amputee, which was pretty funny because like there's a huge bank of screens that's part of the whole plot, and there's some things that you can do there. And we were looking at the screens to see one of the things, and I was like, amputee! And then we bumped into her later, and she was having an amazing time, and she's a new amputee. We saw older people, children, of course, everyone just having a great time, and it's accessible to everyone, even if some parts are challenging. Like we had a great workout. One of the interesting challenges, at least at this time, is that you cannot re-enter. So the first day, we didn't eat enough necessarily. But then the second day, we had a pretty good breakfast and then went in and we didn't eat for 8 hours. There is a bar, though. And the bar has truly magical drinks. There's one that I had, I think it's called The Source, and it has a bubble on it, and you pop the smoke bubble when you drink it. It's like, I don't even know what the smoke was, but it was really, really fun, and so we got some boozy substance, I guess, to get us through.
My first drink that I had there I forget what they called it, but it's a Szechuan button. It's like a little flower, and you eat it and chew it a lot before you have a drink, but it makes your mouth feel fizzy / numb and makes you salivate.
That's so weird.
It's so weird. Doesn't taste good.
Yeah.
But then you have the drink and it just gives it this like weird effect, and it's just really another extension of making things fun and interesting.
Yeah, so it was like a good place to relax, and it would be nice if they had a little food, that's for sure. But then outside, you're within the whole Area 15, which is a big warehouse sort of amazing space.
Entertainment.
And it's entertainment, yeah. And it's really magical. There's an art installation when you first enter. There are art installations in the parking lot as well. Tons of them, just beautiful glass. There's a robot. There's a welcome to Las Vegas sign that looks all post-apocalyptic. So it's like, is this part of the story? You know, like this is after crazy things have happened and this is what Vegas turns into.
And
There's a speed trap ahead.
Shh.
so if you have any questions, ask away. It's literally one of our favorite places in the world.
Yeah. And if you're not interested in this stuff, it's totally cool. We'll always have timestamps down below so you can jump to the car stuff or the stuff of your choosing. And if you are interested in something else, let us know, because we're really open to trying out different things and exploring and having adventures in this great vehicle. Speaking of which, this has been blissful.
Yes.
Yes. Smooth and quiet.
Very, very nice, quiet ride. Now we're going across the desert to get to LA. Like I said, we may stop in Baker if we need a bathroom break. I think that's like at about 28 miles. But Barstow is the next charging station. That's probably about 90 miles away, 95 miles away. So now we're getting into the land of where there are charging stations. Once we get to LA, they're all over the place. We're going to try to hit the one that is most convenient for us. And then we have the Mach-E event that we're going to this afternoon. So if we have time, we're going to hit a couple of places in between and just have fun. Enjoy the ride. There are like 3 charging stations: EVgo, Electrify America, and ChargePoint. We're going to go check out the EVgo because it's next to the world's tallest thermometer. But Electrify America, we're going to go drive by that at least. And then we'll get back out on the road. We don't really need to charge. We're at 73%. So we'll just probably use a bathroom break.
And we have to see the world's largest thermometer.
Yeah, especially because it's 100 degrees.
Nice little EVgo right here. Just off the highway and right in front of the world's largest thermometer. Pretty cool for a 100-degree day.
Yeah.
On that note. How cool is this? So here we have all the Tesla superchargers, and then on the other side you can see the Electrify America chargers. It's right next to a gas station, so like everyone's needs are being taken care of. Speaking of which, we're gonna go in and pee, shall we? Maybe get some cold sodas in this 100-degree day. What a super nice facility. We don't need a charge, so we're just gonna go, but this looks really, really nice. Really nice. Hey, Lucifer. So we are stopping for one scenic little bit just off Route 66, or actually on Route 66, just off the highway. We are going to Bagdad Cafe. If that sounds familiar, then you too have seen the 1987 movie of that title. This is something that my mom played for me when I was a kid, and then just recently during pandemic times we watched it with her. Patrick watched it too, and it's really sweet, and it's weird and offbeat and cool. And the actual Bagdad Cafe is here on the way to Los Angeles from Las Vegas. So we are plowing through some pure desert here on our way to Bagdad Cafe. I'm actually really excited. Like, I feel touched. It was just my mom's birthday, so I'm gonna go take some photos and some video for her, and hopefully she'll like it. And we'll take you along for the ride.
Let's go.
Hey! He went to look in the window. The dog is too. Oh, hi. Yeah.
You back up. You go in.
Really? Wow. That's interesting. There's some charges over there and then some charges over there. So we're going to those ones.
We are in Hesperia, California. The car was doing so well that it basically said we could skip Barstow and come all the way here. I think there's actually others that we could even hit. But for that segment, we did 200 miles at 3.1 miles per kilowatt hour. A long time to do that. Actually, it's not too bad. But we had a couple of stops, as you saw. And now we're going to go charge up. This is sort of a weird configuration. I'm not sure how the best way to park without sticking out too far to get these charging cables to work. But I guess I could back in and then be next to one of these. So we'll try it this way and see how it goes. But we have 68 miles of range. So we need to charge up. We're at 27%. We'll see how much we charge. I think it said 15 minutes, but I want to get more of a charge because after our destination, we're going to go on further tonight. Connecting to vehicle as always.
So I think we chose this side because it's a little further away from the main area. Those chargers are like right in the middle, but got a whole icing situation with shopping carts here, which is really, really crap. That really sucks. What's up with that?
Next step, processing payment. Next step, processing payment. Initiating charge. All right, looks like we're good to go. 123 kilowatts. And I think we're gonna go in, walk around Walmart, go to the bathroom, and let it do its thing. Noisy ice car. All right, we'll monitor it on the app if we need to.
Hey, look at that. Beautiful. It's a gorgeous teal. And the Audi e-tron. Hey, Lucifer.
We just hit 80, so it just dropped to 14.
Took us 30 minutes to go from 27 to 80. And now we can hit stop.
That
got
was perfect.
50 kilowatt hours. At the 43-cent rate, it's $21.50, but this is actually a free session for us. And I'll calculate what it would be at 31 cents for the member rate. It's so loud.
That was perfect. We went in and picked up some sunglasses, and that's it.
31.25. Charging time was 31 minutes and 25 seconds, and we have 13 minutes grace period, whatever. Before
All
we
right.
had to unplug before.
Oh, cool. All right, let's get out of here. We had some sightseeing to do. Well, that was a nice quick charge. Oh my goodness. It's been a very noticeable difference when we got into California. Maybe part of it is working remotely for over a year and not being in traffic that much for a while, but it's very noticeable. Isn't it noticeable?
It's just California driving.
Yeah, and he
It's been a
lived in
while.
California for a good 8 years or something.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, we charged at Electrify America, plugged in, started charging. It was at 120 some kilowatts on a 150 kilowatt charger. Walked into Walmart. I lost my sunglasses at some point, so I bought some new ones that are down here because they have a stupid tag on them. But anyways, by the time we picked sunglasses, used the bathroom, and came back out, we hit 80% just as we walked up to it, which was like 30 minutes. And no big deal, quick and easy.
And
Turn
that
this up.
was actually with us rushing a little bit because we have stuff that can melt. So it was like, let's go to the bathroom really quickly, buy sunglasses really quickly, and get out. And it's still done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, it's like I have underestimated the amount of time it takes to do things at stops. Because I was always, before I got an electric car, I was like, it only takes 5 minutes to get gas.
Mm.
But obviously we spent a bit more time than that. So
Yeah, because it doesn't only take 5 minutes to pee.
and
This is
now we're
pretty
getting
cool.
into some LA traffic. Not LA, but LA area.
California traffic.
We're in
right?
San Bernardino area.
I've never driven through this area myself, and it's really mountainous and interesting.
Yeah, we have to get over the mountain pass, and then we'll be into like LA basin.
There's a speed trap ahead.
Oh.
That might be part of the issue.
Yeah.
But we are going to make another tourist stop. The first McDonald's is out here, so we decided we're gonna
Why not?
make a 10-minute detour to go see the first McDonald's or the McDonald's Museum. I'm not really sure. We're sort of killing time. Our event is 3.5 hours away, but we're like 65 miles from there, so it doesn't take 3.5 hours to go 65 miles, even in LA.
Well, and that, yeah, I could. No.
And we
but
need food.
yeah, then we're going to find somewhere nice to have some LA food. How cute is this? This is more stuff than I thought there would be. The Scooby-Doo van, some odd little toys and stuff, Lego, Taz, Sylvester, is that it? Whole bunch of cute stuff, super retro, and the world's most detailed mural, which I gotta be honest, I think that could be the case. Look at this thing. That's crazy. That's so fun. Welcome. If it wasn't nuclear 100 degrees, we could both sit on this tree and take a photo. It's an open sign. All right. We don't sell any 15-cent hamburgers, but we still have plenty of free memories. I kind of really want it to be open. What is this? Built-in jail look is a popular attraction for young kids. You stick them in there? What is this? Should we try go in? Oh my gosh.
Welcome, first time here?
Hi, yeah. A little scary, but I would learn to tie my shoelaces for sure if that was looking at me, to be honest. Oh my gosh, that's so environmentally conscious. So that's a reusable burger container.
Yeah, but it was more
that
as
blue
a,
one at the back.
It's more as a, yeah, it's that dark blue, navy blue container.
That's so cool.
It's made of hard plastic, but it's more as a collectible than it was as an item to be environmentally conscious, but it kind of killed two birds with one stone.
Definitely, I think they should do that more. What's your name, by the way?
Oh, Ezra Cabral.
Oh, nice to meet
as
you.
Assistant curator, and I also work here as the archivist for memorabilia in our collection.
And you said these were the original
Oh
toys?
yeah, here is like old, kind of a timeline of the Happy Meal toys.
Star Trek meal. That's
years.
so cool.
Yeah, this is the first movie-themed Happy Meal.
Obey traffic laws. Be alert and use voice commands while driving.
2 minutes.
Yeah. Coke can, please.
Anything else?
That'll be it.
Sandy.
Thank you.
Luca! Yay! Okay, we couldn't resist after that. How cute is your box? That's adorable.
Oh yeah, mine's smiley.
Yeah, it's really cute. So we're gonna hit the road and head on to our next destination while munching on some Happy Meals. I feel pretty happy. As we pull up to a stoplight, what toy did you get?
I have no idea. It's a Luca.
Yeah, it's a new Disney movie. We're gonna have to watch it.
Okay.
And then maybe it'll make sense.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
sure I got something like that too. Let's see. Wait, is it the same? Yeah. Okay, that's cool. I dig it. Super cute. How fun.
We found the Goodyear blimp by
Yay!
accident. We were not intending on this, but apparently this is their center of operations.
That's so cool. You could eat it right now. There you go.
Okay, I didn't know what you meant at first. I was like, I don't want to.
You won't know what I meant when you see the video.
That's the Porsche test track for Porsche North America. And I gotta turn right.
Oh. Well, you could just turn left onto the test track. We'll just pretend. We did pass a Taycan on the highway, which was pretty sweet.
So we're here. We're not exactly sure what all is going to be happening, but we are at the Coast to Coast Reimagined Tour with the Mustang Mach-E, and we're at Carroll Shelby International Inc. So we're excited.
So excited.
We RSVP'd for this, and just basically going to see the Mach-E that's been traveling across the U.S.
Yeah, and so cool we got to park our Mach-E Lucifer right in front of the sign. Perfect. So let's go on in and see what's happening.
Yay.
Yay. Let's go. Wow.
Thank you for being here, along with some Mach-E owners. So give yourself a round of applause. Thank you for being here today.
This customer base, we hope for the two owners here, are you part of any Mach-E Facebook groups or anything online?
I'm starting a Mach-E national international club, mach-e.org. So it's what's really great is the community that you guys see here is already there and being developed, and people are super enthusiastic to join and connect with other Mach-E people and Mustang clubs.
Right, and that's what I saw.
Driver, first driver, okay.
Yeah, and then on the way down, we got up to 71% battery, got back to the house at 63%. So like,
Right, the regen work,
Yeah.
right? It's great for that.
now on the downside, it broke down on the way down.
Oh, wow. Is it fixed?
Yeah,
It's here.
Yeah, we drove it here. Yeah.
Oh, we do YouTube videos?
I'm all over YouTube. So,
I know, I see them a lot.
I'm all over YouTube.
Yeah.
So once you get on there, like, I work with TJ Hunt, Stradman, 8080. I work with a lot of people.
We started.
Oh, did you get that too?
Yeah. Hey, make sure you guys hit me up.
We will.
Yeah, so tell me, because I've always wanted to have somebody that actually owns one. I mean, is it hard to find the charging stations? That's everybody's question, by the way.
It's actually in some ways it makes it easier. You got to do your planning. You can't just like head out and go like, oh,
Yeah.
I'll get gas wherever.
Yeah.
But so like you sit in the car, or you can do it at home on your phone because they have an app, and you say like, we're going from Denver to San Diego, and it'll say, okay, cool. Here's where you need to stop and charge. Yeah, that was bad.
And I tried to get the shirt.
Oh, cool.
You see how
Not used to having something this amazing, this powerful, and it's scary for me, and I'm learning, so I'm taking it slow. It's very responsive, so if you haven't tried driving cross-legged, I encourage you to give it a shot somewhere safe, somewhere carefully. It's pretty challenging.
So Patrick, talk to me about the Mach-E. How did you come to buy a Mach-E, and what kind of inspired you to do that?
So I grew up in a Ford family, and I've always liked Fords and Mustangs, of course. Okay, we're rolling into Encinitas. Let's get some stats out here. So what we're concerned about is, since we left Las Vegas, we drove 398 miles. We have that one charging stop
That was 31 minutes. We were averaging 3.3 miles per kilowatt hour. We ran the AC a lot because it was 100 degrees for a large part of it. But we're gonna roll in with, it looks like about 34 miles of buffer and about 13% battery. And we are visiting family, so we just need to get there and we'll charge in the morning. So we will fill in with some more details and final thoughts when we wake up, but we got to go say hello to family. So thanks for joining us so far, and in the morning we'll record some new information. So as you can see, we made it to San Diego / Encinitas last night. We're actually in Carlsbad right now.
Yeah, it's the next
Charging.
day. We're charging Lucifer. We were in quite a rush last night, so we rolled in here with about 12% battery, which felt weird. But we popped over to the Carlsbad Outlet Mall. We were actually just waiting for my dad to walk over to meet us. And then we're gonna wander around while Lucifer charged. But we had a really fantastic trip all the way from Vegas to here, and an amazing culmination at the event last night, which was just so great.
So it was the Mach-E Coast to Coast Reimagined Tour. It was just really fun. There were a lot of Shelbys, a lot of Mustangs, GT500s, old Cobras, Daytona Coupe. Just lots of cool vehicles and a lot of cool people to talk to. We met Cash, who works for Ford and is also a racer. Just last weekend, he did the Pikes Peak Hill Climb, and we talked a little bit about that because the week before we went up Mount Evans, not fast. We took our time to go up. So it was really cool meeting him, meeting all the other people, just a lot of Mustang and Shelby enthusiasts. And one of the things that was cool, Shelby, the team Shelby was just talking about Carroll Shelby's legacy and how he was not opposed to all these advances in cars. And I didn't know this, but Carroll Shelby actually worked on a hydrogen-powered Shelby Cobra, I believe in around 2004. So that was interesting to learn. And I think he would love the Mach-E. They said he wants Shelby to continue to work with Ford. What does that mean? Does that mean there's going to be a Shelby Mach-E? I don't know, but if there is, that will be awesome. But it was really cool seeing how the Shelby crew was welcoming to the Mach-E, and they were very excited to see not only just our Mach-E, there were several that drove in, but the fact that we drove from Colorado to an event in LA that was sort of a celebration of the Mach-E driving coast to coast from New York down to Florida, back up to like Charlotte, and then down to New Orleans. So it was fitting that they had a Mach-E come in from Denver for the event.
Another cool thing about being there was hearing speeches from people who work with Shelby and who work with Ford. And one statement that really stuck with me was that Carroll Shelby's favorite car was the next one. And multiple people there talked about how he would have loved the Mach-E. And this is just, it really felt like an amazing community. And I think that was part of the beauty of being there, was walking into this big room and seeing these incredible cars. And I honestly had no idea what we were doing there and what the event was, and we didn't know what to expect. So I thought that those cars just kind of lived there, but they were actually cars that belonged to people in all the different Mustang clubs and all the different clubs in the area. So as we were chatting with people and hanging out and getting to know people at the end, it was amazing to watch people then go and pop into their car and drive out. And there was a lot of like rah, 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 kind of thing. But the amazing thing was, there was a young woman, a Mach-E owner. She came over to say hi. It was so nice to meet you. And then she had to run and get in her car. And the crazy thing was, it just like silently slid away. There wasn't any notification that it was leaving. The Mach-E, it was just so trippy and beautiful in this huge room as it silently just disappeared off into the night. It was just an amazing experience to be around so many other enthusiasts, car lovers, Mustang lovers. Cool time, cool event. Thanks for joining us for it.
And with that note, we will continue our stay here in San Diego. We're here for about 10 days staying with family. We're going to try to do some car meetups and maybe go find some murals. And depending on how much content we get, we may do another video with that. But we will also, of course, do a video on our trip back to Colorado. We may have to take a detour based on some mudslides that are closing I-70. Don't know yet. We're going to have to play it by ear. So please stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. If you are subscribed, look for our next video in this series, and it should be lots of fun.
Yay! Let's go have coffee with my dad. Bye.